of the Sewer Authority Midcoast, Monday, August the 12th, 2019. May we have roll call, please?
Director Reddick,
Here.
Director Lohman, on the way, Director Dye,
Here.
Chair Penrose,
Here.
Director Sader Carter,
Present.
and Director Blanchard.
There.
Okay, we are open for public comment. Is there any public comment?
I'm going to make a comment. I don't know how long you're going to be there, but it was such a pleasure to see the goats as I was driving in, doing the weed control. And it was just really, really cool.
Hard work.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
perhaps I could give a little update on that situation, which is that.
Good job, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, that was you?
That was a
Well-
hard fight. She fought it hard.
Oh,
No,
thank you.
no, there were some concerns from the birding community, about the level of, work that the goats were gonna do. And whether it was more than it was really needed for fire fuel modification. I don't know if you realize that this, particularly the property over here, not Sam's property, but the city property, is one of the top areas in the whole peninsula for warbler migration. And in the fall and the spring, they see an extraordinary number of warblers there, and you can see this in Eber. The birders have not been coming in since it was declared off limits by the city. So when the level, the first enclosure for the goats was so large, and a couple of birders raised some issues on there's a Yahoo group where birders share exciting sightings of new birds and so forth. And somebody, Chris Hayward, wrote a really nice sort of analysis of why there were concerns. So I forwarded it to the city, and I have to say the city did an amazingly good job of responding. Their staff got together and dealt with it immediately. They met with the fire department, they talked about it, they talked about what they really need for fire protection in this area, and they were able to modify the area that was going to be included in the area for the goats. They were able to modify it considerably. So right now, they did the first part on the right on the city property, and on the Sam property, they're actually going to do an area along the road, but they're gonna keep the fennel patch that's right outside the gates here. So the fire department feel, and this kind of surprised me, it wasn't how I understood it, I thought they wanted the clearing next to the houses, but they really want a fire break, a really good fire break. And so with the way they've modified the plans for the goats, they're gonna have that. It's going to increase the safety in terms of the potential fire. It's going to protect the habitat for the warblers coming through, and so I think it's a win for everybody. So,
I thought City Manager Bob Nisbet and then Doug Garrison did a great job.
Yes.
and Gary Daggy, who's
And
your
Gary
consultant,
Daggy,
yeah.
who really played a key role.
Yes.
And I have to say Malia and Chris, who first sort of raised this issue, as something they were concerned about. So for an issue that originally people were concerned about, it all resulted in, I think, a much better agreement as what needed to be done. So congratulations to everyone, and let's now, we're gonna look forward for a new mechanism for the birders to get in. We understand that you don't want you wanna keep it no trespassing because of the homeless issues, but how do we let birders go in?
Yeah, so I think the city will work with you on it.
It's gonna happen in the week ahead evidently. They're all
Great.
committed to figuring out a way to do it, and so, again,
That's great, and I'm really glad to see the fennel was saved, because I personally love to see the fennel and love the
oh,
smell
it's
of it.
beautiful. Well, coming from a land trust in Southern California where one of our major enemies was fennel.
I know,
Our
I
goal
know.
was to take it out everywhere it was
I
and
know.
replace it with coastal sage-grouse. It's a little hard for me, but I also understand it.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that since we have this history of this huge migration through here, and this is such an important spot, that they have the habitat, the birds have the habitat they need, so.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good.
Good job, yes.
Yes.
Well, and for folks, come and look at the goats, they're just amazing.
They're very
It's all over
cute.
the place up there when you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay, we move on to consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve items 3A and B.
Second?
I'll
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We move on to 4A, award of construction contract for the blower replacement project.
As a part of the energy saving project, we went about replacing the centrifugal blowers with turbo blowers. The turbo blowers are presently under inspection at New York. That's where Tim Costello and Carlos are there. They're going to start inspection tomorrow, and we'll have the blowers delivered by the end of the month. So once the blowers come in, we need to get it installed. And therefore, we sent out an RFP to various qualified contractors for installation of these turbo blowers. We sent it out to 5 qualified contractors, and a mandatory meeting was also held at the plant, explained to the bidders what the job really involved. 2 bids were received, and the total bid prices were pump repair service company, the tune of $81,850, and GSE construction $111,000. So staff recommends that we award the construction contract to pump repair service company, which is $81,850, and that's the current lowest bidder and most responsive.
Great, good news. Okay, you don't need anything from us except
And approval,
an approval.
authorization, yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.
General managers report.
None to report. We normally do the manager's report in the second meeting of the month. So we will
Okay.
have a detailed report on August 26th.
So we'll move on to attorney's report.
And in fact, in light of the heavy closed session agenda, I will not have any report at this time.
Okay, director's reports,
None.
topics for future board consideration.
So we have the attachments, so I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure we've got a lot to do on.
I think it's probably the same as it was last time. All right, then we move on to closed session.
Yes.